Hey there, if you watched my last video, you learned how to pick up a little extra airflow by removing one part. Cost you nothing. I'm going to take it to the next step. This is a part by Air-Aid. I'm going to put the part number right there so you can see it. That is an 863399. Ford Motorsport sells a different air filter element for this car. It's this exact part. Actually, I've seen folks unbox the Ford Motorsport part and pull this box outside of it. They put a decal on here to give it a Ford part number. That decal costs you around $30. I'm going to tell you not to spend that 30 bucks. But we've gone this far with the extra airflow. I figured I might as well go a little bit more. This piece was right around 70 bucks. If you buy the Ford Motorsport part, it's going to cost you another 30. So they're right around $100. Save the 30 bucks. Just buy this piece directly from Air-Aid. And I'm not sponsored by Air-Aid, so I bought this with my own money. There's no reason to spend an extra 30 bucks for a Ford Motorsport box. Now, if you've been around this channel, you know I like to take the lid of the air box off to mount an air filter. And the reason for that is this is real flexible on here. It's hard to get this Ford OE filter on there correctly because it just kind of collapses on the bottom. The Air-Aid piece is much more sturdy. It's a rubber. It's much more firm, but still, you need that clearance to get in there. So I'm going to pull this thing off. These have been off this car about 14 times now. Lid off, set it to the side, the air lid up. Okay. So line my tab up here where it's going to go down on the bottom. I like to lift this out. Just so that I make sure that it's all the way around the duct. Line my tab up. I clamp around. Where did the clamp go? Slid on me. Clamp is up. There we go. Good. Golden. Good to go. Let's put the lid back on. Job done. Done. So hey there. So I've got my air filter installed. If you had told me 4 or 5 days ago that this would actually make a difference in this car, I would have told you you're crazy. But after Ford revealed the 2024, the Dark Horse, I looked at what they did and they added a separate throttle body to the car. So basically they're adding more air to the induction side. Typically in the past when you looked at a Coyote motor, the way to get more horsepower out of a naturally aspirated car would be to add headers. But there's two sides of that equation. You have air coming in and air going out. So why not just add to the air going in? We picked up 18 horsepower with the hydrocarbon trap being removed. This is going to be my first test drive with this thing with the air filter on. Let's see how she does. Oh, road looks clear. Let's give her a rip, potato chip, and see what happens. Okay. There's definitely a little bit more there than what was there before. Windows up. There's definitely a little bit more there than what was there before. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Now I know this car's breathing better than it did, a week ago, but I really didn't expect much out of this air filter. Next week, I'm going to be going on some drives with this thing. I've got some track time scheduled at South Carolina Motorsports Park. It's going to be out on Rockingham, and I'm also taking it to an 8th mile drag strip. I don't plan to run this filter all the time. It doesn't filter as well as what it should. But I've got a week like this scheduled. I think that's what it's for. It's also a pretty easy swap in and out that doesn't take but 5 minutes. So, sure, why not? Now, I'm not positive, but I think the air filter is multiplying the effects of the hydrocarbon trap being removed. I could be wrong on that, but that's just kind of what it feels like. It definitely feels more responsive. The throttle response is there and a little more powerful. At $69, it's worth a shot. I'm not going to dyno test this. Dyno runs are not cheap, but there's something there. So after a quick jaunt, I think the car is actually pulling a little harder. I know that's hard to believe, but I think it is. I got this unit, so I'm going to do a little data logging here shortly of my own, just to verify the results we received from our subscriber John, to see where we're at as far as fuel trim. Okay, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's certainly appreciated. Until next time, we'll see you.